to you by Toyota. And for Syracuse, pretty much the same five. Hyman, 2 cars, Murray, and Stiles. From the Carrier Dome, we are underway. Another busy Sunday of ACC women's basketball with Amy Alderbert. I'm Dean Linke. Delighted to be with you at high noon here in Syracuse. Louisville in the red. Emily Enxler, extra pass, short. And Syracuse, of course, with really just 6 players, and it's going to be about can they sustain it. They've been tight with everybody. It's just a matter of can they hang in there in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's that late little bump at the end, right? They hang with teams, and it's just that digging a little bit deeper. They have the confidence that they can stick with the top. Look at that, a 5-second call, Dean. Do you know how motivating that is to start a game up against one of the top teams in the country right there?
There's Von Reed, the acting head coach, and you talk about an encyclopedia of basketball. He has worked in analytics, he's worked in TV, he's worked in the NBA, he's done it all. As at the bucket, Hyman misses. Louisville with the rebound. Still looking for our first points here, about 35 seconds in. Finding her own space off the back of the rim. The offensive rebound coming for Louisville. Bigger than Syracuse, which is kind of standard fare, in the bucket coming there for Chelsea Hall, the grad student transfer from Vanderbilt.
And Louisville is going to be very patient and work that zone and find shots that they want, because in their 2 first possessions, they really got towards the end of the shot clock.
Stiles, a rare 3. The bank was open, but it rolled out. Here's Enxler. This is what I love about her game. She can take it end to end and does. Misses front of the rim. There's Stiles with the rebound. Stiles playing out of position and doing it without a complaint, just ready to do whatever Coach Reed wants her to do. Loose ball picked up and headed the other way is Van Lith. And Van Lith with that 34 points, career high in the last game. As, of course, Louisville led by Chris Walls, now in his 15th, Jeff Walls rather, 15th year, 405, 110. Jeff Walls, 3 Elite 8 appearances, and he did tell us before the game he is here to win national championships. I love that attitude.
Yeah, there's nothing to shy away from it. It's the tone you set, and it's the reminder every time, one game at a time. Everyone matters, but Dean, I think they hold a little bit extra weight now as we kind of get to that mid-February, March.
Here's Carr across the front court. Really great to spend time with Von Reed and Jeff Walls before this game. Jeff Walls has 2 of his daughters running around as well, along with his wife. Straight to the basket, and Syracuse has a basket, and now the fans can finally sit down. Is attacking the basket, Haley Van Lith. You know the deal, when you're coming off a 34-point game, you're feeling it.
Well, look at this, is a double screen. They give Hyman options up top, but then it goes to Carr, who I think Enxler is probably going to not watch the film there, because I think she can sit down and play a little bit tougher defense than that. But still, I mean, Louisville's one of the better defender teams the better defensive teams that you will see, and so to Syracuse's point, right? They don't back down from anybody. They get right down the gut.
Talked about the transformation of the body of Enxler, as that is put in there by Smith, the redshirt senior, coming in averaging 12 points a game. Both these teams really good with the point distribution across their starting 5. Louisville obviously a lot deeper. Shot from distance, Carr. Great rebound by Murray, and Murray, such a special hustle player, will go to the line. Let's take a look at the keys to the game. Brought to you by your local Ford dealer. What do you got for us, Amy?
Well, Syracuse, I think they've been pretty nice at it up top, actually. It's ball security, just playing tough offense. We know Louisville thrives on the defensive end, and they like to run in transition. For Louisville, Haley Van Lith at 13 points a game is their leading scorer. They have such a balanced attack. Everybody on the court can score for them at all times, plus they bring in players off the bench, and that's important for them, right? They really grind and wear on teams, especially, of course, Syracuse, who likes to play with that 6-woman rotation.
Great look there at Jeff Walls, who in his 15th year, 405 and 110. Louisville has recorded 20 or more wins in 12 straight seasons as the basket and answer there for Louisville. Styles with the inbound. 14 of the 15 years that Jeff Walls has been at Louisville, they've had 20 wins. Simply amazing. Prior to him arriving, the longest streak of 20 wins was 3 games in a row. Shot from Hyman in and out, ripped out of the air. Neat rebound there by Olivia Cochran. I know a player you like to watch as a former big.
I love her footwork. I love her power when she's back to the basket.
And Hall with a 3.
Chelsea Hall gets the Cardinals an 11-4 lead.
Louisville bringing the full court man-to-man action, which makes a lot of sense when you think about the fact that Syracuse also likes to press. Louisville going to tire out Syracuse.
Well, that has to be part of the game plan, right? I'm sure everyone's sick of hearing about the 6-woman rotation that Syracuse plays, but it's a game plan when you go up against them. You really try to get under them. Nothing easy. Look up top here.
Murray loses it for a second. Carr misses her second three. Another rebound for Cochran. That's part of her footwork, always getting in the right spot. Enxler available for the outlet. We saw her go the distance and miss the layup her first time. Louisville 6 rebounds already to just 2 for Syracuse. Underneath the basket, Enxler's got it. She'll kick it out. Smith, who's open. Smith, yes.
Oh, and this is what's tough. They played great defense on Van Lith. CC Carr got her to throw up a shot, but it's the offensive rebound and the kick out 3, and that's demoralizing.
Louisville, number 4 in the country, only 2 losses.
But also they don't give up on the offensive end. They work for the shots, and we saw that big kick out 3 off an offensive rebound.
Louisville on an 8-0 run. Cardinals shooting 3 for 4 from the floor over that span. Von Reed with the timeout after Louisville got the 10-point lead. Styles bumped there, down, no call. Instead, it'll be a jump ball. Possession area will stay with Syracuse.
And that was a great look out of the timeout. A little miscommunication with 2 players kind of clogging up, but you saw the intention for the lob, and Syracuse is so good in their timeouts. Von Reed has his players and his staff on the same page, right? Whether they use it for rest in that fourth quarter or executing early on.
Short turnover, push now for Louisville. Much everybody can handle the ball pretty well. Enxler misses. Cochran with an offensive rebound. Blocked there by Carr. There's 2 Carrs out there. Here's CC Carr, one of the fastest players with or without the ball you'll see, not just in the ACC, but in the country. She can flat out fly. Hyman bumped. Cochran was there, so was Smith. I think the foul is going to be called on Smith.
Tisha Hyman hit some crazy shots. I said it before, I'm going to say it again when this first matchup. And you can see the toughness and the intensity on the defensive end that is geared toward her early. But I like what Louisville does sometimes in that they put the ball in her hands and just kind of let her go to work, because she can get to the free throw line, right? She knows how to draw contact on some pretty good defenders.
Saw those numbers, 5th in the conference with 15.2. All 5 starters for this Syracuse team, averaging in double figures. Hyman shooting 43.2% from the field. She also ranks in the top 100 for steals for 40 minutes. Enxler, Smith, who just got that foul, right back to Enxler. Now Enxler is in with, as you've already said, a lot of her family here. Enxler on the board with that 10-point lead. Styles extra pass to Carr, and Carr for 3. The outlet is on, but just a little bit too far. Can't find Liz Dixon, the senior, off the bench.
Louisville getting right deal in the gut. Here we go. Look at Enxler. Look at the ball, by the way, hardly touching the floor. Just some great passing. Again, a team that's in tune together on the offensive end.
Poor shot, tipped. And you're already seeing it. Louisville go to their bench. Enxler, great pass. Boy, Coach Walls talked more about her passing than any other part of her game.
Ball's hardly hitting the ground right now, Dean, and This is my first time seeing Haley Van Lith live. She's communicating the entire time. She initiates that offense. Big three from Murray. Wow.
Syracuse will need that, and Murray delivers a three to cut the lead to 6. Van Lith with the leaner off the mark, and a push underneath. And
Syracuse foul on number 4, Alicia Stiles. Her first personal.
Styles with the foul. How about this last three for the Orange?
Well, this is Syracuse. This is who they are. They do not give up. It is a 6-point game. They keep fighting back. Just when things look like, oh, Louisville found their rhythm. One big shot, one big possession, and they stay in it.
Oh, forced that pass. Murray, a bit of a heat check right there. That first three was NBA range, and that second one was as well. Van Lith, extra pass. Smith has hit 2 from 3-point land. That was nothing but net.
She's an elite shooter. Second in the ACC in terms of three-point percentage. Just over 39 a game, so in transition, really important to identify her quickly.
Louisville red hot in their last 5 games, shooting almost 70%. Rebound Engstler, quick outlet. Smith attacking the basket, good defense underneath, wide open, up and in for Louisville. Liz Dixon. You're right, the passes are quick and the ball is barely touching the court.
Well, and this is maybe one of those rest timeouts for Syracuse.
Louisville has assisted on 103 of 148 goals. That is the 70% number that I was mentioning. The ability to pass the ball on Louisville, truly special.
Plus the confidence in the balanced attack. They know each other can score, and for them to be successful, and for them success is national championship. Like that's where their mind is, one game at a time. But that's the bigger picture here, and they know like that's leaning on each other to contribute to winning basketball. Look at the defense here from Engstler. How about that? When you're 6'1", you say big, but she's more like that. She is the forward, but wow, she can get out and deny those passing lanes.
It's well documented how she has transformed her body. It started with COVID first hit. Her sister Danny is huge in physical fitness and health and went to work with her sister Emily, and Emily Engstler with an entirely different body but the same great brain and a fantastic game. Hyman misses. Rebound there for Engstler. Engstler, again, does not need to outlet. She can dribble it up and find you if you're open. That's the shot right there that Coach Walls talked about her maybe taking more of it, including threes.
Well, she heard you, Dean.
Yeah. A little bit too long. Carr on the outlet. Tough shot. Wow, and fouled.
Look at the nice finish. Wow, reverse and no backboard. Plus a little bit of contact. And these are experienced players from Syracuse, a lot of transfers with experience. And so they understand, right? Okay, we got to get a bucket. We've got to get something. And another big, but that can handle and can do a lot of nice things around the rim. Also shoot a three, and Chrissy Carr.
Chrissy Carr, the senior from Eden Prairie, Minnesota, played 3 years at Kansas State. She was all Big 12 honorable mention. Her father, Chris, played 6 seasons in the NBA. 2 fouls on Smith for Louisville, something to keep an eye on. Engstler, after the pass with the cut, creates some space. Murray with the rip. Look at Carr run. Carr so fast up and in. Syracuse, even with just 6 players, they will run and run some more.
And now press it, right? A little bit of pressure. I think that was a great timeout from Syracuse a couple possessions ago, just to reset, take a deep breath. You see a little bit of energy out here.
Nice run here for Syracuse. Stopped right there by Louisville is Robinson, the senior from Ashland, Kentucky, named last year's all-defensive team with the bucket for Louisville. Styles, tough shot right there, that 5-footer. I could never make that shot.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
See coming off the 34, collapsing on Van Lith, but finding it underneath right there is Alana Smith, the senior from Charlotte, North Carolina, who tied her career high earlier this year with 13 against Kentucky. 10-point lead again. Styles, that great pump fake. And they're going to call a charge on Styles. That's going to be her second.
how about the rotation on the defensive end? Styles had Cochran up in the air, and so she did a great job getting by her, but that's what a good defensive team does, right? They send that backside help. Great idea for the kick out corner 3.
Louisville had a season-high 25 assists in the win against Clemson. They've assisted on 193 of 310 field goals in ACC play. The movement is always on for Louisville, and that extra pass is always on as well. Nice work by Hyman, trying to keep an eye on Van Lith. Van Lith with an extra pass for 3, and everybody hitting. Verhulst off the bench, the freshman from DeSoto, Kansas. One more extra pass. Van Lith was open, but found her teammate.
And this is Syracuse has to use this opportunity.
Anna Smith off the bench.
5 offensive rebounds, right? They're giving themselves those second chance opportunities as well, which we know that Syracuse plays that zone, and sometimes it's tougher. Louisville's got some big bodies inside as well. There you get Dixon out there.
8 different Cardinals scoring in the first quarter. Tremendous defense from Murray, who has just got a massive heart. To go straight to the hoop, take the contact, up and in. Beautiful finish from Murray.
Look at that pressure. And you know, that was like a little cat and mouse game, right? Nobody quite on Robinson, but just daring her. There's Murray's answer. Big bucket. She is one of the leaders. Make no mistake on this team. Always a positive attitude.
She was not going to be denied there, Amy, at all. Fake it to Murray. Good fake. Carr tried that shot from the other side. Good hustle. Back for 3. Murray sets her feet, and then stolen. Quick hands for Louisville as Robinson, the senior, we talked about last year. She was on the ACC defensive team. How did she close out on that?
Oh, she's so gritty. Another one, just this elite competitor. Look at her. Nothing but maximum effort.
Murray, quick catch and shoot, and feeling it.
Something to say. Catch that, a little something to say too, a reaction.
She did. She a little bark over there to the Louisville bench, maybe. As the lead is cut to 8 again. Louisville's had a couple times with that 10-point lead. Here's Robinson, a little shake and bake, handled there by Carr. High pick, high screen, and right at the free throw line. A good shot right there from Smith. Lead is 10 again. Still like, ooh, I thought Murray was going to pop it right there. Van Lith stepped out for a moment. Hyman in and out. Rebound Louisville going the other way. The bench is deep. Robinson. A kick pass over to Verhulst, who also has scored a bucket. Up and in. Finish there. Liz Dixon, the senior from Memphis, who scored 15 on 7 of 9 shooting at Cal Poly. There's Rice, the 6th player, getting some time early. You got to remember, Styles got those 2 early fouls.
Well, the points in the paint's been huge also for Louisville. Look at them working the ball around the horn, and then just sometimes as a big, you've just got to hang out off guard penetration. You can move and try to find spots. Sometimes if you just give it a second, that was a great setup there.
Syracuse with the ball. By the way, last time a top 5 Louisville team came to the Dome, Syracuse pulled off a 59-51 upset over the number 5 ranked Cardinals. That was not that long ago. That was February 9th, 2020. Trying to use the left hand. Carr has it blocked. It'll stay with the orange.
Syracuse is 2-8. ACC record is not indicative to this team. And everybody knows it. Every coach knows it. They hang in so many games, and they don't back away from the top dogs.
Well, yeah, to your point, when they met earlier in this season at the KFC Yum Center on January 13, it was a 1-possession game into the last 3 minutes.
And they continue to respond even in this one, right? Remember when Duke was here a couple weeks ago and we were here? They just keep getting after it. And the coaching staff believes that they're going to respond. They're going to respond. It becomes more of a managing those timeouts and rests in that second half.
Carr. Oh, my! with a hand in her face as Cochran was right there. Carr buries a deep three. They come off that three with some press. Louisville's done a nice job breaking the press, particularly going right down the spine. Here's the movement. Verholz. Extra pass to Smith. Smith driving to the basket, a little bit of contact. Rebound underneath. And that's following your shot right there. Back up and again there by Alana Smith. Louisville 6 for their last 8 from the floor. And all of that with great passing. And Murray is fouled by Cochran. She'll go to the line to shoot one.
And again, a little fire. I'm telling you, Dean, this is one of the leaders on the team, and when she brings that type of energy and attitude and reaction, you gotta think it pumps everybody up. But I love her using the dribble, getting to that kill box, right? The middle of the court, down in the key. You can do so many things from this angle. Sometimes you really put defenders on the island, and Cochran got her shooting, and I think it was after the shot. It was a beautiful release.
12 points to lead all players. Murray's got that look in her eye. Exler back off the bench, which we need to remind you that last year with Coach Pilsman, Exler came off the bench and was named the ACC 6th Player of the Year. And there's Exler up and in, driving to the basket. Carr will push it. Oh, and Murray. A little bit too fast. It was deflected right there. Louisville with 22 points in the paint. Syracuse shooting a lot of threes with only 8.
Well, look at Angsler right here, by the way. This is the bucket, getting to the rim, and then she's so strong and tough. So when she gets to the paint, to your point, that's where they found a lot of success early on here.
2 of the 22 came on that bucket right there for Angsler. Angsler sliding her feet to deny Rice. Carr has already hit one in the face of the much taller Cochran. Hyman steps back and in! The bank is open for Hyman. It rolls around and goes in.
And here we go, because those are the types of shots that Tisha was hitting in this first matchup. Uh-oh. And so now if you're Louisville, you have to believe that the next defensive possession, you've got to slow somebody down, because look at just a tiny little window to let that one go. Look at the roll on that.
It was good D Cochran had on Carr, and it was good D that time that Robinson also had on Hyman. Exler misses, and Murray will push it. Murray, an engine that doesn't quit. Carr sets her feet. Just short. Exler with the rebound. She's going to run behind the back. Drops it over to Smith. Smith, short. Exler was there for the rebound, but it goes off her foot and out of bounds and back to the orange.
Syracuse is doing such a nice job. Obviously only an 8-point game, really hanging tough. But Dean, I would say if there's one thing that they really need to just lock in on, it's those offensive rebounds on Louisville. They're such a tough team, so once you get them to miss a shot or a little fumble, again, Angsler almost had that second chance opportunity, so just finding bodies, because if you can keep them to a one and done look, you're giving yourself a much greater chance here to narrow this gap.
Styles will come back in for Coach Reed with those 2 early fouls. Rice will stay out there for Syracuse.
Hey, you on ball.
So it is Louisville, the number 4 team in the country, up by 8 over Syracuse. We'll be back with more. It's interesting, she is standing over near that Louisville bench, where, as you mentioned, she did a little bark in after making that big 3. Nobody will remember Hyman's 3, that it went off the backboard and bounced around, looking for Styles. It'll go out of bounds. It's a turnover, and it's the 4th turnover for Syracuse. And Amy Audbury, I got to go back to your key as well to start the game. You need Syracuse to take care of the ball.
Yeah, Louisville's, they're playing too good offensively, right, to give them those opportunities. Look at the way, even in that's not even in transition. That's just finding it. Olivia Cochran, I mean, there's not too many people that can match her size out there.
9 different players have scored now that Cochran is on the board. Cochran steps out on Rice. Rice goes baseline. That's great baseline D. It's exactly what you want. If they're going to beat the player, you need that help on the baseline, Amy, and Louisville had it right there. We've already had one 5-second violation. They toss it high in the air and picked off there by Robinson. And Cochran's got 4 now, back-to-back buckets for number 44.
And that's what the live ball turnovers do, and that's what they mean against the Cardinals.
Robinson, so great defensively. There's Enxler helping out. And looks like they're going to call a foul, I think, on Enxler from behind.
Well, this is the inbounds play. You heard somebody yell, throw it up, and you can't really just throw it up, not against a team like Louisville, because they can hear that too. They can sense that frantic kind of pass from out of bounds floating in the air, pick it off and go the other way.
Emily Enxler with the quick hands. Oh! They're going to call her for a foul there as well. That's back-to-back fouls. I'm not sure either one of them was a foul. And Enxler just so quick.
Let's see. Well, there's a little bit of contact, and of course that's a bigger body against a smaller one, so that doesn't go in your way, but you got to be okay with those sometimes, because you need that type of intensity and anticipation to play with the defense they want. Of course, Jeff Walls is out there pleading his case, as he should for his player. Frustrating for Enxler, because she's got to go to the bench now, but you don't discourage that type of play, because that's, you know, those special things, they need to continue to happen for this team to find success through March here.
It's those kind of plays, I think, Amy, if you love basketball, you love what she does, and you have ever since she first arrived here at Syracuse, and obviously it's translated with Louisville, which makes them, I think, a legitimate threat to win that ACC tournament in Greensboro and go really deep in the NCAAs. It's 42-31, an 11-point lead here for Louisville. The movement doesn't stop for the Cardinals. Hall, Van Lith, Cochran, who made 2 in a row, and the 9th player to score for Louisville, and another basket for Chelsea Hall, averaging 5.8 a game. It's the biggest lead of the game for the Cardinals. Stiles from 3, yes!
Oh, and she used that little jab there to collect her balance and get some legs under her. That's a rhythm shot.
We've seen Stiles off the dribble sometimes travel a little bit. She has eliminated a lot of those turnovers, I believe, in the last month or so, driving to the basket, up and in again there by Cochran, who's starting to heat up. 28 points in the paint, and off the bench, Louisville, coming out of that last time out, leading Syracuse with 17 bench points. Of course, standard for Syracuse, none, playing only 6 players. Carr, Stiles after making that 3. Good step out defensively by Hall. Hyman turns it over. Burhall seems to hit a 3. Murray almost coming around. Van Lith, who was a perfect 6 for 6. Never happened before in Louisville history. Somebody taking that many and making that many. Is Hyman with the left hand the other way. The lead just 10. Louisville with 30 points in the first quarter, just 16 here in the second. Van Lith posting up on Carr. Great shot.
She's not going to have the size mismatch against everybody she plays, but she does in that situation, so she shows off. I can go back to the basket too, little post camp.
Van Lith, after that 34-point performance, averaging 13.2. Carr! It's almost like she needs the hand in the face. This is old school Syracuse, living and dying by the three, and the three keeping them in this game. Inside the three, Styles did enough to interrupt. Good hustle though by Louisville, hitting the offensive boards. Blocked there by Carr. Van Lith hits it.
And Jeff Walls telling his team to hustle back because Syracuse is looking to push first.
That's 6 for Van Lith. Murray to Styles. That's a tough shot. Looked like Murray could have gone with a reverse layup, but saw Styles open.
And that's when you maybe just kind of pull it out and run an offense, right? Get everybody back and find the hit that you want. And understanding the time and the score.
Game clock and shot clock, only about 3 seconds difference. Shot clock now at 6. And Lith gets it down low. Cochran, good footwork. You mentioned that footwork, but too strong. It'll be a shot clock violation, and Syracuse will have a chance here with 3.6 to try to cut the deficit to either 9 or 8. Final seconds. Looked like Hyman was fouled there, but they'll say no. And it goes off the top of the backboard. Louisville 50, Syracuse 39 at the half.
Listen.
Here for the ACC, and she's back out there with those 3 fouls, too, on a couple of hustle plays, whistled, trying to get the steal. Cochran was the last of the 9 Louisville players to score in that first half, and Lith, who was so good in the last game, misses that one.
See the adjustment though? Paint was packed a little bit, so they forced them to take a kick out 3, and you live with that if you're Syracuse, right? I mean, until they start hitting, you're all right.
The Orange fans standing again, just like they did for the start of the first half. They will not sit down until the Orange scores. Picked off there by Carr, bounce pass, up and into Murray, and now they can sit down, and Syracuse has cut it to 9 to start the third.
I was going to say, Carr said, enjoy your popcorn. That was a nice steal and a nice go-ahead.
Cochran extra pass, and Van Lith, after being perfect in that last game with that career-high 34, a little cold from behind the arc.
And more pressure on the rebound as well. 9 offensive rebounds in the first half. So here it is, Carr. And that's just playing heady, good defense, not just hustling back. Head on the swivel, always looking for the ball. So 2 adjustments very early for Syracuse.
Looking for the ball, Amy, and then that great one-handed bounce pass. In rhythm for Syracuse as they try to cut it to 7 here, maybe 6, blocked. Enxler really can do it all. Enxler, a stat stuffer, even with 3 fouls. Van Lith missing a couple threes here to start the second half. Smith wearing number 14 with Carr on her. Hyman steps out on Enxler. Hyman gets her hand up. It's a turnover against Enxler. Another chance for Syracuse. Missing there, Hyman with the rebound. Murray sets her feet. So good in the first. Off the back of the rim, and Enxler with the rebound. Van Lith 4 for 3 from three-point land after setting that record in the last game, going 6 for 6. That had not been done before. For Enxler down low, that's Hyman. All of these Syracuse players playing bigger than they are, Amy.
When Carr's playing, she's defending out of her mind right now. She's had 2 huge. That last possession, she gambled, got beat, recovered with her length, and got the block.
Hyman with Enxler with those 3 fouls. Had to be careful. Good push out to Van Lith. Attacking Carr. Oh! And Carr fouls Van Lith. Great move by Van Lith to get over on the left side, up and in.
The toughness, too, because I was just saying, Carr's been really nice off on the defensive end, but look at this. And squared up, everything's good, but it's that big swing she took at the end, and you love that Van Lith doesn't shy away from the contact, doesn't have the size advantage 2 feet from the rim, but she's got such an attitude, and I say that as a compliment in a good way. You always want a teammate like Haley Van Lith.
Made the All-ACC freshman team, and as you saw, no surprise, she was on the preseason watch list. And after that 34 in the last game. More attention coming the way of number 10 in red. Speaking of number 10, Murray gives it up to Hyman. Hyman will go to the line. She'll shoot 2, and it's Cochran this time.
Well, it's interesting because Enxler is on the top of the zone there, and Carr had her beat, give it up, and they went right back to the same spot in Hyman, and that time Hyman put the ball on deck. And so it almost looks like they're intentionally trying to get that matchup up top against the zone. Emily Enxler, they feel like they can beat her off the dribble.
Lead is 10, 7-17. Ron Reed sets up a soft press. Styles denies Smith at the basket. A clean block. Styles is so good at keeping her body kind of elastic-like to make those blocks.
This is when we spoke to Von Reed earlier, right? She's playing out of position. She's basically the only forward or inside presence. Smith hits that shot. Keeps herself in games because she's smart, to your point.
Deanna Smith now with another 3. She's 2 for 2. The team is 4 for 9. Hyman unlucky. There's Styles. Great rebound up and in for Styles. Another 3, short, ripped out of the air. Hyman, that's how you rebound the ball. Hyman's gonna push it, sets up for a 3. And no good, as now Syracuse 7 for 18. One point they're shooting 50% from 3-point land.
I would say second half shot selection for Syracuse is so important because then they monitor the heavy minutes and stuff. So quick shots is what's the call here, Dean?
Enxler with the charge, that's 4.
Wow, that's great defense from Chrissy Carr. Staying low, shuffling, look at, beating her to the spot.
We wondered about the extra adrenaline for Enxler, who, of course, is from the state of New York. Spent the first 3 years at Syracuse, like so many of the Orange players, hit the transfer portal. And then Von Reed bringing in this new team, with the exception of Hyman and a couple others. Close out on Carr. And Carr felt like she was thinking about a step-back shot, forgot the basketball. It'll be a held ball, and the possession will stay with the Orange, Amy.
Yeah, and again, I think the shot selection is just so important for Syracuse right now. Quick shots hurt you, because then you got to run tough back on defense. Oh, and then missing layups too, right?
Tough shot for Hyman, almost winning. There's Van Lith finding other ways to score after not being as active from 3-point line. There's an offensive foul. There's Styles, again playing out of position, playing big.
And Jeff Wells he's frustrated over there. I just love watching Cochran's footwork when she gets inside. The officials, of course, calling the elbow. I gotta say, you teach your players inside toughness. I could see if her elbow was a little bit higher, right? But I thought she was just kind of protecting herself. I mean, the defense was really good. At that point, you're burned, so you got to kind of just play straight up, which she did too. I think Cochran sometimes, because she's so strong and so explosive and so tough inside, that looked worse than it actually was.
Liz Dixon, the transfer from Georgia Tech, comes back into the game, averaging 5.6 a game. Van Lith trying to get hot from 3, can't. Hyman ripping down rebounds, the outlet to Carr. Carr with Smith on her, blocked by Smith, it'll go out of bounds.
Really nice pass there.
That's 5 blocks now for Louisville, and a turnover. Transition, runner, tough shot. Rebound by Murray, who went down awkwardly.
And they called the travel.
Wow,
I thought she got it right in the face, and that's why she fell down. And I mean, look at the heart on her. One on about 3 or 4 jerseys, and she came up with the ball.
Yeah, one of the smallest players out there as well. You nailed it, Andy. The heart on Murray is huge as she tries to close down on Van Lith. Rebound off the bench, up and in is Dixon. As Dixon now with 8 points. Murray, ooh, that looked like a little shove. Got away with it, but could not finish. Underneath. Dixon, and Dixon will go to the line. What a force off the bench. Dixon, a perfect 4 for 4 from the floor.
Well, and perfect last game, I believe, at Clemson as well. And so this is, they are so confident because what they bring off the bench, especially at that position. But look at the putbacks here, hold their own, and Dixon certainly can.
So well said, 8 points already and going to the line to make it 9 for Louisville. Number 4 in the country. Dixon up and in on the first. Exler, by the way, with those 4 fouls, has still been busy. She's got 3 blocks, 4 assists, and 10 rebounds. This right now is the largest lead of the game for Louisville at 14.
And look at the pressure. This is the team that's saying, hey, let's try to keep our foot on the gas pedal right here. That being said, Dean, I think this is when Syracuse usually likes to fire it up a bit.
Yeah, they are famous for making late runs in the third and then challenging for the fourth. They have been running out of gas of late. Murray, an engine that doesn't quit. Murray's got that look. She's got that look, that big game look.
It's a finish, too. That's some contact. That's a little scoop underneath. Wow.
Murray leads all players with 16. Smith from way downtown off the back of the rim. Hyman, another rebound. Hyman with the outlet to Carr. Carr, the speedster, taking a little contact from Dixon, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And when Carr was receiving that ball, you saw her eyes looking over. She knew she was going up. Look at the tough finish first. Look at that. Fake up top, gets to the baseline underneath. Again, that's a tough one. Not a whole lot of angle and just an awkward little flip, but coaches tell you to practice all different finishes. And there's the foul, and Carr saying, I got a big on me, so she almost, went for the body more than the actual make.
Syracuse entering this game 9-11, 2-8 in ACC play. Their 2 conference wins over Clemson and Pitt. They do have that massive win against the Ohio State Buckeyes earlier in the season. It's 59-48. Van Lith foul there by Carr.
And Kristen Carr, that's 4 on her, which is, that's tough because Syracuse does not have the depth in Louisville, and I think Carr's saying, hey, if I was going to foul, it would be a little bit tougher than that one.
Inbounds play, shot clock under 20. Hall, yes. Hyman will bring it down. Hyman on the day with 4 rebounds and 9 points. Rice going to check in for Coach Reed and the Orange. Stiles sets her feet. It's a little bit short. Nice stroke, but short. Corner, Van Lith. Just not her day today after making all 6 in the last game. But once again, they crashed the boards. You talked about Dixon delivery.
I love that all 3 of those predominant bigs, like they kind of take what's being given to them, and they don't try to do more than they need to for their team to be successful. That time Dixon just hanging out weak side.
Syracuse 1 for 7 in their last 7 shots. As Carr taking the 3, perhaps knowing that she was headed out.
Well, watch, this is Dixon again, right? Like you don't see her yet, but she's weak side. She saw her teammate got the rebound. She's, hey, you want to know why I'm perfect from the floor? Because I'm wide open underneath the hoop for some layups.
Yeah, she slid into the perfect position. We talked about Louisville, the leader in the ACC in assists per game. And the defense on Carr. Dixon now with a offensive rebound, over 7 for Syracuse. That's a turnover. Carr just puts her head down and takes off. Carr forces one there, and there were some other options. Murray and Hyman were open that time. Now it's the weed running. Drop it back, picked off by Styles. Styles, you almost wonder how Syracuse can even keep up this pace, but they do. Great pass to Rice from Murray, and Rice with the finish.
The assistant on Murray.
Murray with the helper. Still 13. And Lift, after being a perfect 6 for 6 from 3 in the last game, is 0 for 6. Syracuse thought that went off of Van Lift, but will stay with Louisville.
Well, watch Alicia Styles, right? This is just great anticipation, playing the lanes that she always does. But look, they could have the push. But I actually like that decision for a second. She goes into the secondary. Just hold on. And I mean, I don't know if they want to say that's the best shot, but it works.
And Lift, fatal. Chance to cut it to 11 or 10. Hyman. Van Lift on the outlet. She'll run. She's got Smith on the right. Van Lift was shot the entire time, and she'll go to the line.
And Najee Murray, I thought she had great position there. And yeah, I think Murray thought that call was supposed to go to CC Park. I thought Murray was riding her nice and just had great defensive position. Look at that, most makes without a miss in program history. 6 for 6 from 3. That was that Clemson game.
Once again, outstanding work from the SIDs. Olivia for Syracuse, Nick for Louisville. Just pumping out great information on these two teams. Coach Wall's depth really making Syracuse work the entire length of the court. Rice perhaps panicked just a little bit, threw it out of bounds, thinking that it was going to be an over in the back. Robinson, once again, that great defensive work. You saw Coach lead over there.
That's such a tough turnover. 31.2 seconds, 30-second shot clock, right? That's an opportunity there to close that 15 points just a little bit before this fourth quarter. And fortunately, the ball goes right back to Louisville.
Syracuse, Nia Wilson, the freshman from Dallas, Texas, who did start one game this year. Rice also started one game. Other than that, for Von Reed, it's been the same 5 starting all of the games for the Orange. From Syracuse, and with 0.2 seconds left, let's see what the call is here. Syracuse, I don't know if that'll be enough time to...
Inadvertent whistle. Well, you know what? It's a great stop for Syracuse, and that's the... You got to think of that going into that huddle right there. Check that box. All right, it's a 15-point game. You know this team likes to come alive in the fourth quarter, especially because at some point, I think, Dean, you get into these tighter games with top teams, and you say you can't save it. Everything on the court here in the last frame of the game.
15-point lead. We'll be back to bring you the fourth ACC women's basketball. Louisville and Syracuse. Rice to the bucket.
And in that third quarter, Syracuse only gave up 8 points in the paint, 6 of them to Liz Dixon. And that was another key for them. So for Louisville, got it right on the back door to open that possession. For Syracuse, got to shake it off and really limit those looks.
Smith now with 15. Smith with the rebound. So big, trying to get around, gets in. Dixon back up again. Dixon with 14 points to lead all players for Syracuse.
And Styles played the lane, got the deflection, but then got caught up on the box out, and that's kind of the price you have to pay when you play the lane. When you play the lanes, and just so impressed with Styles because she bangs and she's out there the whole time. And man, her again effort is always maximum.
Louisville has doubled up Syracuse on second chance points like we saw their last possession with Dixon. They have 20 points on second chance opportunities. Syracuse just with 10. And another 3 for Smith. She's got 16. She now leads the team, passing Dixon with 16 points. Robinson makes everything tougher no matter who's starting. Gets a hand out on Rice, and Rice with a hand in the face. A massive three for Syracuse. They needed that.
Just the extension on the back, you saw that. And that's the exact same vantage point the official had, and it's too bad because I don't know how much she displaced the player, but and that would have been a huge turnaround for Syracuse. But I'd say it's the right call up top.
Good look at a moment ago at Bond Reed at practice today. They talked about fourth-quarter things. Another bucket for Dixon. 16 points for Dixon.
Little chatter and the official didn't like it. I wonder what the words were because there weren't many.
It had something to do with getting that ball out of somewhere.
Well, listen, I mean, these are hoopers. I don't think it's like a pretty good block. She was fired up. I mean, listen, Syracuse is at home, they're down, they'll certainly take it, but sometimes I think calls like that actually don't help the team you're giving the foul shots to. I think sometimes they'll fire up the other team a little bit more. Louisville's out there at a half court kind of smiling and chatting, having a good old time.
So actually, we're understanding that the team may have come from so I think, yeah, it was Dixon. And I think we can take a pretty good guess. The commentary. That's standard fare. That's playground.
Listen, that's not the worst thing I've heard in a game, or probably said maybe two. So.
Styles. Really nice handle for Styles. Rebound and push for Carlo all the way to the basket. Coast to coast. Rebound. Second chance points. And pumping his fist, Jeff Walls, who's 405 and 110, has to feel like that is a big dagger.
Well, and that's what I said. I think sometimes those little tees actually fire that team up a little bit more than it hurts them. Right now they're going to run. Now they're having fun, a bit more loose. And Alana Smith is another player, played at UCLA. Gulf Coast State, and then finds her way here to Louisville.
One shot. One shot. Here we go. One.
Smith on the day with 8. Make it 9. And now Emily Enxler will come back in. Her mom and dad are here, and we understand even extended family, of course, for the return of Emily Enxler. Turnover. Here's Enxler. Not whistled for the foul that time. Off the bench, up and in. Emily Enxler. If you love basketball, you have to love the way number 21 plays, Emily Enxler.
Well, and that was the clean gamble, right? She got caught for a couple fouls early, but that was clean. A lot of anticipation and intensity because she's been sitting on the bench, so she was probably dreaming up that one for a couple minutes.
And despite having 4 fouls with 6:32 remaining in the fourth, Enxler is just 4 points away from a double-double because she already has the 10 rebounds.
Well, she's not playing with a whole lot of pressure, right? I mean, she's got a nice lead and saw the team break out and have a little bit of fun. So that's so big time. Player who has aspirations to continue her professional career. Like to see her run in the WNBA, and so at her size, she's got to be able to display that type of mobility and handle on the ball.
Hyman. Enxler tips it out. The outlet coming to Smith. Smith attacking the basket. Second chance again coming right down the middle. Dixon says, "Thank you. I'm a perfect 8 for 8 from the floor. Just give it to me."
Yeah, he thought the 6 for 6 was good at Clemson. Wow. And her team puts her in the positions to be successful. She gets to the rim. As a big, she can run nice, but her team finds her underneath as well.
25 second chance points for Louisville. Just 12 for Syracuse. Good hustle. They can change that here. Murray, who really was red hot to start, now has cooled off. 6 for 12. Robinson. It'll be a jump ball possession. We'll go back to Syracuse.
And how about Kiana Smith, by the way? You've got to say it. Now, including this game, for the last 3 games, she's a 20-to-1 assist to turnover. So an incredible shooter. Seems to be quite a bit of a leader out there. But wow, I mean, she has just been so solid in her decision making. 20 assists and 1 turnover in the last 3 games.
No turnovers and 6 assists in this game. Well done, Amy.
Quick math. Quick math. As long as we keep it, under 30, I'm usually okay.
If there's zeros involved as well, you're good.
Yeah.
So Van Lift will check back in. She's got 10 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. However, she's 0 for 5 from three-point land. We just talked about the talented Kiana Smith. She'll get a break.
Well, and that's what you face in this monster of Louisville. Look at the substitution they just made. They took out Kiana Smith, who we're telling you how amazing she's been, decision-making, great shooter, everything, and they put in Haley Van Lift. Again, not shooting the ball well today, but when her 2 feet are on the court, she's stretching defense.
Approaching the 5-minute mark, and it's now 81-58. Enxler back. Enxler wanted that one to go out in the corner. A rebound there for Cochran. So Cochran, described as the real OC, scored 18 points, including the game winner with 32 seconds left in the win at Miami. Spin for Enxler and in.
There you go. That's what she was trying to do before. That's nice.
She's only played 18 minutes and has 10 rebounds and 8 points.
I think the spin move is going to be something really good for her continuing to move forward because she has the speed and the explosiveness to beat, but then also the spin, understands how to use her body.
Enxler back home and her team, and he was clear on that as well. So he was going to throw that memo away anyway. So
Yeah,
that's what
I was gonna
said.
say you could go do it. I'm not doing that for you, dude. I like you, buddy.
No,
But
you
come on,
called
you're
it.
setting me up. First, you guys give me a 13-point half Miami score and try to get me to talk a segment. Now you want me to go tell Coach Walls? I'm just kidding.
To get Dixon back in there. Underneath, good pass, and Enxler. So Enxler just 2 away from the double-double, and guess what, Amy? She'll go to the line to try to get that double-double.
Well, and she averages around 11 and 8 a game. And we were talking about this earlier. This is a player that could probably go for a 20 and 12, right? I mean, she's a great rebounder, so I think she'll end up having some big monster games late. But then you saw the other graphic just got pulled up. 2.5 steals. She and Tisha Hyman both lead the ACC in steals. Completely different positions, completely different types of players, and you have to love that stat.
Well, and to just put a bow on that comment right there, Jeff Walls did tell us beforehand that she is pass first mentality all the time, and he admitted that he's even got to beg her to shoot more. And then I said, what about from three? He's like, anywhere. She has a green light, but she still elects to pass first.
Well, it's because they win ball games with their balance, and as a player, I think if you understand that, that's special.
Yeah, the balance incredible. Van Lith with 10, Smith with 16, Hall as well. Short there for Carr. Rebound for Crockett with a smile. Hands it to Van Lith. Van Lith, good pass down to Enxler. Enxler attacking the basket. Her arm was slapped. And so Enxler had a rough time her last time at the line. Will return.
And how about her team on the last couple of possessions now are going to her? They're saying, you know, understanding this game might mean a little bit more to you in terms of just being back here at Syracuse playing on this court. Tisha Hyman is actually the only player that has played for Syracuse today that she would have played with here. It's quite interesting because their roster turnaround has been so great, and they actually didn't even play together last season because Hyman was out with an injury. So it's not even about her old teammates. It's more just the atmosphere, I think, and probably some familiar faces in the stands as well.
Emily Enxler will go to the bench with her 7th double-double this season and the 23rd of her.
Tough place to win, but nothing ever comes easy.
No, it is incredible. NC State 11-1, Louisville 10-1, Georgia Tech, Notre Dame 9-2, Virginia Tech 7-3, North Carolina going to be at 8-4 in the ACC. And then Boston College and Duke. Florida State could even get hot at some point. You never know. Rice short. Rebound here for Louisville. Van Lith stays out there. Emily Enxler's going to come back in. So I thought that was the congratulations pull out there for Enxler, but she is set to come back in. And that is a strong finish by the OC, Olivia Cochran, the sophomore from Columbus, Georgia, part of the ACC all-freshman team a year ago.
Well, and this is just like that big bucket in Miami late. It was back to the basket. It's that quick little turn, and you saw the little chicken wing, right? But again, that's, to me, that's not. I know that they want the hook. Syracuse wants the hook on that, but I think that you're kind of trained to protect the ball and swing hard. And I just love watching her go to work in that position.
So Cochran with 8 points and 11 rebounds, so she has a chance to join Enxler in the double-double category. Let's just roll through it. Van Lith's got 10. Kiana Smith has 16. Enxler with 10. Hall with 11. Cochran will sit down. Lena Smith with 9. Verhulst with that 3. 18 for Dixon, and Robinson with 2. Balance scoring that Amy Alderberg talked about. There's another block for Emily Enxler. That's her 4th block, Amy.
Yeah, I mean, she's a tremendous defender as well, and probably has something to do with, well, a combination of things. Her size, her versatility, but then I also just love her attitude, right? Look at that, another deflection on the ball. It's a 30-point game, 4th quarter, end of the game. A lot of effort on the ball.
Yeah, such quick hands. Enxler hanging out at the 3-point. What a pass down low. Are you kidding me? A laser pass to Alana Smith. minutes remaining, and Louisville starting to run away with this one. Von Reed's going to go a little deeper to his bench, and a phenomenal finish there by Juliana Walker, the freshman from Tacoma. Big three.
Well, this has been such a great challenge, and I don't mean great as in exciting, I mean great as in big. A big challenge for Von Reed this year because he wants to play fast. There's so many things that, because of the heavy minutes, you know, running traps and different kinds of scramble defenses, that he just realistically cannot put out there right now with their short rotation. And that's certainly, that's frustrating because the team believes in themselves, the coaching staff believes in themselves. They've proved it time after time. But then those little extra moments in the game where, you know, maybe you'd like to set up this or do that, but you're always thinking about getting that fourth quarter. You gotta have that energy. You gotta have those legs under you still. And when I say great challenge, it's a balancing act. And really, the score today, it was close for that first half, and I'd say at least a couple more minutes into that third quarter.
Balancing act, it's a tough act with just 6 players in the rotation. Late in this game, Von Reed going deeper, but Louisville with 6 Cardinals now in double figures, including Emily Enxler returning back to the place where she spent her first 3 years. Her family is here at the Carrier Dome, as you might expect, right down Main Street, and a finish for Louisville at the bucket. Enxler trying to get the other rebound and picked out of the air by Ramani Parker, the redshirt sophomore from Fresno, California. Three-pointer and in. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Robinson, known for her defense, but hits a 3. And Robinson has had a big game as well, as she's got 5. Another steal for Enxler. It is rinse and repeat for Enxler with the steals. Extra pass, yes! Robinson with back-to-back threes.
Well, and that's the point, right, of giving up your shot. Enxler got it right into the middle there for a nice little J, had the dribble, had her feet, but those types of plays, that's why Syracuse in this situation, or excuse me, Louisville, they still go hard, they're still playing.
Enxler.
She wants to do it again, look.
She does. Drops it to Robinson. Oh, off the back of the rim. Enxler so unselfish, had a breakaway 3, but was giving the heat check to Robinson the entire time.
When you talk about just encouraging that chemistry, right? Like those little things do that. They help do that.
So the century mark has been hit. It's the second time that Louisville has had 100 or more on the season. Final seconds counting down. Saw that final three-pointer from Rice, but the final score 100-64. Louisville in dominating fashion. 6 Cardinals finishing in double figures.
Well, you look at the score and it's impressive, but it's the way that